Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, today I'm gonna ask some questions about the DMs. Like, what do they really think of their divine feminine? Like, do they love you, us? What do they want with us? Like, literally. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial. How are the DMs looking at the DFs romantically? Do the DMs want the DFs romantically at this point? What can we see? What can we see about this? Do the DMs want to come towards the DFs romantically? The card that fell down through the table, Twin Flames. Oh my goodness. So that's literally wanting to come towards, literally leaving what they have, wanting to venture into an uncharted territory, step out of their comfort zone, take things to a new level, travel for some with the globe there and the distance. So yeah, they literally want to come towards the divine feminines. What do the divine feminines need to know about that? Okay, let's see the Hermetic Tarot. What would the DM say to the divine feminines about coming towards? Okay, sex in the reverse. So that can mean that they're not sure how a sexual connection would go at this point, that they're not sure how you would feel about it, divine feminine. They're not wanting you to think it's just about the sex. I need one more card. What else can we see, divine masculines? Aside from that, coming towards your divine feminine, time to ground yourself. So they're mustering up the stability, the courage, what to say so that it's not thought of in just a casual way. There's more sincerity. So what do the divine feminines need to know about this? We are getting strength, humility. So this is the balance. Don't be up in ego and don't just dismiss it, but carefully consider this energy. It is uncharted territory. With the Two of Wands, your DM doesn't have it all figured out. If they come forward towards you, and it's not even really about them coming forward or not at this point, it's this food for thought, hypothetical right now. So divine feminines, part of the preparation is knowing at this point, are you in ego? Are you swinging the other way into being too removed or aloof? Can you come into balance? What would it take at this time for you to be in a balanced energy if your divine counterpart came forward? Okay, let's see. So what do the divine masculines think the divine feminines' attitude would be like if they came forward? What do the divine masculines think the DFs would, they'd want to know the truth. So this card came out in the reverse. So it kind of came out on the side in a neutral position. If they would just legitimately want to know why now? What is this about? The divine masculines kind of feel like you would take it lightly, divine feminines, that you wouldn't give it too much thought, that you might be in an energy of dismissing it as not very significant in some ways. The boy who cried wolf, I'm hearing. So divine masculines may feel like they've led you to believe there was going to be a start so many times that they might think that you, divine feminines, would not be overly enthusiastic, but more just sort of chill. What would they say to the divine feminines? Gossip only hurts more. This fell into the past. So for many divine masculines, they've heard something that you've said, done, has gotten back to them. Whether you think that that is possible or not, it does seem like most of the divine masculines I'm channeling have heard something in the way of what you think of them, what your connection is like in your terms. Something's gotten back to them. So they do feel like they want to clear something up. They kind of know that you have something on your mind that might not have come directly from them. Very interesting. What can the divine feminines know about this? Death, rebirth. Okay, so just because something may have occurred in the past, divine feminines, doesn't mean that it's set in stone, doesn't mean that that's the developmental maturity level of your divine counterpart or of yourself. It's still ticking along in linear time, and people are still growing and in this transformation, death, rebirth energy. This fell out slightly into the future, so it's still in progress. It's still a work in progress here. And so people are still learning and growing and becoming their best versions. It takes sort of two. So divine masculines may have said or done something in the past that was off-putting. They may not still prioritize behaving that way currently, and they may far outseed that kind of action in the future. Likewise, divine feminines, your ability to be present enough to address things in certain ways is also changing as you mature. Your confidence, your ability to articulate things, to pinpoint energies, to speak about certain things, it's a tandem effort that way, and it goes both ways. So just remember, it's a work in progress. We're all learning this together. That's the nature of the twin flame journey, is having this stability buddy, the energetic accountability buddy through these life experiences. And this is how we bring consciousness. We act these things out, and we witness them, and we assess them, we translate them, and we are blessed by the awareness of these things. So it does go from lower vibrational to more clarity, more wisdom. And the divine masculines know that there is something that the two of you could talk about from the past. What do the divine masculines see happening if they had their way in this situation? What would they want with the divine feminines at this point? What is it that the divine masculines, oh my God. Well, we did just get the Two of Cups. We got working together in the physical. This is the unrequited love of the past being healed and coming back around and saying that they love you. They want to express the emotions that they've had all along and haven't expressed. And in the future, we get the King of Wands. This is my charismatic, monogamous, shaman, soul fire, passion-driven lover card. So, wow, yeah. Look at all of this. I would say this means they want it all. The love, the passion, the teamwork, the emotions. And they want this to be in the past. Here's that dolphin though, you know, clearing up that misconception as well. This is the love coming in. So this misconception might have been that they didn't love you. You might have got the message that somehow you weren't their choice, that you weren't their preference. I want to burst into tears hearing that, but it's to that degree that they want to show you the playful truth that they loved you all along, and whatever it was that you picked up on, they didn't actually feel a certain kind of way. This came out in yesterday's reading as well, when we were talking about there being a lack of victory. The divine feminines were considering that the connection was not victorious. And we got the message that it's not, the story's not written yet, it's not done yet. Okay, so what would the divine masculines say to the divine feminines about what they want here? Teamwork, passion, love. Ooh, we get, you are so very special. I'm a very jealous person and I'm too afraid to talk. So divine feminines, your divine masculines have been working on their worthiness, their insecurity, their assessment of what this connection, this weird connection has been, and they haven't had it all figured out. They do know that you are more special than anyone else they've ever met, and they've had that divine gag order, the too afraid to talk, and they've been balancing out their energy. They've been holding back because they know they could lose themselves in you. Their soul's progress depends on staying the course, following intuitive guidance, and knowing it's not easy. So I'm hearing that jealousy card is about all the options, all the people that might vie for your attention, divine feminine, while the divine masculine has been going through this painstaking, brutal life transformation on the journey as well. Don't think for a second it's only been you, divine feminines. They have been concerned that you might not choose them, or you might find someone else, or you might have options. So self-love, divine masculines. This journey is a perfect thing. We get the divine timing and the devil. So divine timing will overcome the illusion and the lower vibrational suffering thoughts. Okay, let's see what the divine masculines are thinking about the connections at this time. How are they feeling on the heart space for their divine feminines? What are they wishing for the connections at this time? What actions are being taken towards the connection, either directly or inadvertently? What is the biggest challenge? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? Where are the energies going in the near future? And what can we see for the divine feminines regarding what the divine masculine cards show? Okay, conscious mind for the divine masculines. Lovers in the reverse with adversity. I accept the challenges. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So yeah, they have had to call on higher love for interpretation, because some of the conundrums that happen on this journey are just, you can't make it up. You just can't. It's a perfect storm, and they have had to go higher. So they have seen that not only has there been these genius solutions to certain things, both originating from their connection to source, they've also witnessed that in you, and they've seen it play out in this connection through the unconditional love. This connection keeps coming back around. It has been through the good times and the bad, sickness and in health, all of that stuff. So yeah, divine masculines know that there is a higher love here, and that you are their ride or die. Oh, what can we see for the divine feminines? Oh, some things are true whether you believe it or not. So you may not have wished for this adversity, divine feminines, but they do have a point. Challenges are the best way to learn in many ways, but through the lens of love. We have to remember, through the lens of love, we have the aha moments to see them in the proper context, the big picture. When we're not looking through this lens of higher love, they are very, very slow, brutal, victim and blame and war energies. But when we bring in the higher love, like the divine masculines are saying right now, this connection inspired them to do, it's the best way to learn. And so yes, divine feminines, you don't have to wish for so much pain, and you can wish for these connections to be moving through with less and less confusion, pain, and lack of clarity. So pray that. I'm hearing pray that, Divine Feminines. Meditate on that. Will it. Intend it. Proclaim it. Live it. What can we see for the heart space for the Divine Masculines? We got this card, Abundance, yesterday. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in the physical reality. This card came out yesterday for the Divine Masculines, and we get it with reunion. So on the heart space, it came out in the reverse, and I want to read this as, yes, Divine Masculines know they are powerful manifestors, but in their heart of hearts, they know it's better together, that there is an exponential potential here. This is reunion. This is coming together, the magical unicorn combo here. And this abundance, I don't have anything if I don't have you, I just heard. It's not about the material realm, it's the abundance of love. We've got the cups there, the lovers, the higher love, a love like no other, I just heard. And for the Divine Feminines, we get the Wheel of Fortune, divine timing. This is the kind of alignment that the masculines need to be in for their hearts to be sure and ready for the connection. So with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's becoming time. For some, this abundance in their own right needs to be found before it's completely time. So let it play out. It's like there's a slight becoming energy here that's not quite there yet, but there's a readiness. There is an anticipation of coming back together when the time is right. And when something is manifested in the physical reality that allows the Divine Masculines to come forward to the connections, to their feminine, wholeheartedly. What is the manifestation the Divine Masculines are wishing for? Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being and karmic cleanup. 5 of Wands for me is too many people being involved. In the reverse, it's clearing that clutter and really streamlining, not listening to the naysaying beliefs or assumed beliefs of friends, family, co-workers, scenarios, people from the past, other relationships. Anybody who's not walking in our shoes. Divine Masculines are letting go of the blame and taking full responsibility to align with the things in their lives that have to do with what makes their heart sing, I just heard. And Divine Feminines, yeah, this is what's going to close out the cycles. We're leaving more of the 3D alignments, the fear, the naysayers. The naysayers, I just saw the Divine Masculines waving a pair of earplugs that says naysayers on them and going, boop, I can't hear you. So Divine Feminines, they are really getting away from feeling like they need to keep people, places, and things in their lives that they have to point the finger at and say, it's because of this person that I can't. Divine Masculines know that doesn't feel good. They don't want to blame anyone anymore. They want to make real changes so they don't have those people in their lives that they can default into those low vibe ways about. Oh, very good. That's leaving the world, right? In the world, we have that enmeshing, codependent herd mentality where we're pointing the finger at other things. When we have a bigger perspective and energetic understanding, all that falls away. We no longer align with that. We leave that survival, fear-based assessment and we come up and out of it into freedom and our own responsibility. We take our well-being into our own hands. Okay, actions the masculines are taking. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Doing the inner work. So Divine Masculines, this was in the reverse. So they are anchoring the self-esteem, knowing their true worth, knowing their gifts, their talents, their karmic lessons, their specializations in this life. They're seeing what a beautiful diamond they are and how unique they are. They're continuing to do the work on seeing that about themselves, really reveling in that they are the only one of them. Unconditional love, yeah. So divine feminines, this journey is about self-worth, self-esteem, and unconditional love of self and other. It's the epitome. I've said this so many times before. I'm going to quote it again because I love this one. The twin flame journey is the most precise exploration of duality that we can get in this dimension. And in this sense, it is the fine line between self-love and unconditional love of other. So unconditional love of self and unconditional love of other. It's the win-win, the epitome of win-win in the most intricate way possible. That's what these connections are. What can we see for the biggest challenge at this time? 10 of Wands, burden and fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Okay, all the karma, all the lessons, all of those soulmates and teachers in the divine masculine's world that they are not allowing to have power over them in a sovereign, spiritually sovereign way. When we come into our own accountability, we no longer point the blame on others for our comings and goings or our choices. We know that it's fully our sovereign right to handle that on our own. And here, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Divine masculines are taking full accountability for their lives, their actions, and therefore nothing anybody says has any weight over them. They've walked in their shoes. Nobody else is qualified. And so they are really just embracing who they've become, what they've become. They're starting to see that, but that's the challenge, is eliminating the fear and knowing this, embodying this. Divine feminines, just know that all the heartache, all the tears from the past, that's going to be repaid. Dry those tears. The tears are being dried because this people-pleasing fear, you know, it's well-meaning, good intentions to try and befriend everyone or make everyone happy or help out, do more than our share. Divine masculines are so generous that way as well. But they're walking away from that way of being, and therefore they're becoming more sincere, more aligned. And divine feminine, those tears are the broken things, the lost hopes, the broken dreams, the hot and cold, the ghosting, the flimsy, weak, fragile energy. That's in the past. That's going away. The divine masculines have been treating the divine feminines exactly the way that the karmic situations have been treating the divine masculines, or it's a direct influence that way. So as the karmic lessons are balanced out, as the fear is overcome, as they advocate for themselves, they'll no longer treat the divine feminines or any being that same way again. When they choose themselves, they are able to show up with more integrity and compassion. What can we see for the solution to the burden and fear? Reciprocity and friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So divine masculines are appreciating the divine feminine's friendship, the ride or die energy. And that means more to them than anything that anyone else would judge with this relationship as being inappropriate. Flat out. That is the answer, divine masculines. You've got a true friend in your divine feminine, and you're going to advocate for that now. So divine feminines, that's the long-term legacy. That's the new history being written, the new legacy on the planet, where the energetics, the intentions, the compassion, the love, the friendship is prioritized across borders, boundaries, stigmas, assumptions, judgments. That's all falling away. So many of the so-called deal breakers are being revisited in the name of this genuine soul level friendship that is found in the divine counterparts. Divine masculines are realizing what a gift that is, and it doesn't matter in what combination it's found. When it's there, you can't fake it, and it's not worth running from. I just heard. So yeah, divine feminines, it's a brand new future being written. It's not the same set in stone, legalistic view of what should and shouldn't be appropriate anymore. We're rewriting that. Where is the energy going in the near future? Innocence of Cups and failure in the reverse. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So yeah, unconditional love. It does feel like this is going to be spoken about. It's going to be, this is the collaboration the twins are in store for, is looking at the things that haven't worked in the past and sharing the lessons learned. That is so beautiful. I think I'm going to leave it there. Bye for now, everyone.